So once again, great souls, welcome to this wonderful session. Today we'll be looking at a punctuated equilibrium as well as gradualism. I gave you guys as a task on our last session because I told you to question yourself or say, right now people are not really evolving. They are no longer changing. Why are we not changing? If evolution is true, why are monkeys not changing to become humans right now? All of that. And I think the theory of punctuated equilibrium will be the one that will be able to answer all of those questions so that we all understand how evolution theory really works, not the myths that we hear from people talking all around. So now punctuated equilibrium, we say that this is a form of evolution. So this is a type of evolution that is characterized by long periods of little or no change, followed by short periods of rapid change. This is how you define punctuated equilibrium. But I'm going to write the points for you guys so that you understand them according to how you are supposed to answer them. Usually in your exam guidelines, you guys should always download exam guidelines. It's very important for you guys to mention certain keywords when answering questions with regards to the theory of punctuated equilibrium. But this is the type of evolution whereby there are long periods. So there are long periods or a longer time with little or no changes. And these are followed by short periods of rapid change. So this whole concept, why was it actually developed? Okay, so let's just say, just go back in time, and we had other species, right? And those species, they evolved and they kept on changing and changing. Maybe let's just say an animal looked like this. It had only two hands, and then after that it evolved into something like this, something that has got three hands, and then it evolved into something that has got four hands. It's just an example for you guys to relate with, and then something like this. So let's just say now an animal or a certain organism evolved from this state to this state, and later evolved from this state to this state. You would expect, or us as humans, we are supposed to be evolving right now. Why are we not changing? Because humans have always been the way they are ever since we knew time. We always been the way we are. A human has got the same body parts. A human is not changing. Humans are not growing more ears, or they are not growing more body parts or anything like that. And you question yourself, Oti, if evolution is true, then why are we not changing right now? Why are monkeys not evolving right now? Why are humans not evolving right now? Why do we keep on having the same humans all over again? So basically, the theory that was this theory of punctuated equilibrium that was suggested by Niels Eldredge and Stephen Jay Gould, it is the one that states which evolution takes long to happen. So basically, it takes long periods of time with no changes or with little changes. So ever since, maybe let's just say, ever since the time of Jesus Christ until right now, evolution has not been happening. We just have been humans and nothing has been changing. It's because evolution takes long periods of time with no little changes, with no change at all. So it simply means that as humans, we're still going to take longer time without changing. But now those periods are followed by short periods of rapid change. That is the simple theory about punctuated equilibrium. It simply suggests that it takes longer periods of time without any visible changes in our body parts. It takes longer periods of time without any visible changes in how we look, in how we are, in how our body parts are like. It takes longer time without any changes in our genes and our gene structure. But now those longer periods, they are followed by short periods of rapid change. Now, Darwin proposed before this theory of punctuated equilibrium had been proposed. Darwin had proposed that the species evolved gradually with small changes over a period of time. So basically, the theory of gradualism that was stated by Darwin, Charles Darwin, the one who brought natural selection, he had just proposed that the species just evolve slowly. When you say gradual, it simply means slowly, and then it happens with small changes over a certain period of time. But now this theory could not really explain completely why people are no longer evolving right now. Okay, so now Eldridge and Gold ended up in noticing the fossil record. He was looking at the fossils, the old fossils, and those people were able to deduce that actually evolution would take long periods of time where species did not change at all, or the species do not change, or they only change a little. But if we look at humans, the way you look like, your body parts and your genes and everything, all humans looked like that from, I don't know, from back in time. All humans look like that. So we can say that there's not really been a change for a long time to us. And that whole concept is known as punctuated equilibrium. So punctuated equilibrium, they ask you, they ask this question for 4 marks. Whenever they want you to describe how punctuated equilibrium works, the points that and the keywords that will be important for you to mention are the following. So when you want to explain punctuated equilibrium, punctuated equilibrium, you say that evolution takes longer periods of time with little change. So here we say that evolution takes longer periods of time, or you can just say long periods without any visible change, or you can say evolution takes long period of time with little or no change. Okay, so you can just say with little or no changes, okay, or you can say now you can say where the species are not changing. Okay, and then now we say that these periods are now alternated. So these periods are alternated. It means that after this longer period of time, without the species changing in their phenotype or in their physical characteristics, so these periods are followed by shorter periods, short periods of time, or you can just say short periods where rapid change occurs. So you have to say that this is where rapid change occurs. And then this is all through natural selection. So all of these rapid changes that we're talking about, they're going to happen through natural selection. I think we discussed last time how nature selects. It selects based on the favorable characteristics. So whenever you want to describe punctuated equilibrium, you would say that evolution takes longer periods of time with little or no changes. This is 2 marks. With little or no changes. And then these periods are followed by shorter periods, or you can say these are alternated by shorter periods of time where rapid change occurs. And these rapid changes occur through natural selection. This is you just trying to describe the punctuated equilibrium theory. So basically this explains why us as humans, we're not really evolving right now. Okay, it's because evolution takes long periods with no visible changes. You won't be able to see the change if you look at a person maybe in 1997 and you look at a person in 2035, or maybe a person in 2055 or in 2026. Yeah, but if you look at those people, they still just look alike. There is not really that much visible changes. And you ask yourself, why isn't evolution happening right now if it is true? But now Eldridge and Gould say that it takes long periods of time and nothing is changing. No changes are being observed. But now, after these long periods with no changes, they are followed by shorter periods with rapid change. So it means that at some point, evolution is actually trying to say that in the future, humans will end up evolving as well and changing through natural selection as well in future. Even other species or even other animals that we have right now, they will end up changing the way they look like in a rapid or in a fast manner. But this happens after longer periods of time with no visible changes that are that we're able to see or note. Are we guys still together?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys understand
Yes, sir.
the whole thing of a punctuated equilibrium? It's just a form of evolution trying to explain that it will take long. It will take longer time with no visible changes. We won't be able to see any visible changes for a long time. But after that long time with no visible changes, now we will end up having shorter periods of time whereby there will be a lot of changes happening through natural selection. Yes, SM.
So if they say describe the process of punctuated equilibrium, I give them those 4 points.
Yes. You give them those 4 points. Those 4 points, usually they are around 4 marks, 5 marks. If they say 5 marks, usually they want you to mention that this rapid change is occurring through natural selection. But for safety purposes, always, you guys already know the format of answering life sciences questions. You first write the title of the process that you are trying to describe. In this way, you are trying to describe punctuated equilibrium. Sometimes they can give you a mark, a compulsory mark for having this punctuated equilibrium as a title of process that you are describing. And then now the most things that gets you marks in explaining punctuated equilibrium is the mere fact that it took longer periods of time, and in that longer period of time there was no changes, or there were little or no changes, and then after that we had short periods of time and there was a rapid change. That's your 4 marks. And then now you solidify your statement by stating that these rapid changes are occurring through natural selection. Are we together, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. You're welcome. So yes, so the whole thing of punctuated equilibrium, that's what it actually is. Usually, whenever they want to question you about a punctuated equilibrium, they're most likely going to use graphs, because graphs are the ones that describe well this whole concept. For example, this graph that is given here, you can see that is a part of activity 2 here. Activity 2 says the graph below shows the speed at which evolution occurs. What is this thing doing? Okay, so it says here, the graph below shows the speed at which evolution occurs in a species of butterfly. Okay, so now here, when you look at this graph here, we have got evolution here on the y-axis, then we have got time on the x-axis. Evolution, remember, it simply means that there's a change that is happening in the there's a change that is happening in that species. So in this species of butterfly, specifically in this species of butterfly, we have got this phase here that I'm going to highlight with the purple line here. This is a phase. So it means that there's evolution taking place here, because the graph, it is sloping up. So it means that there is some evolution that is taking place. But now, if you observe carefully, after this line, there is a horizontal line here, and it is labeled as phase A. This horizontal line, it is labeled as phase A. What would you say about phase A? Would you say that there is any evolution taking place at phase A?
No, sir.
Yes, no, there is no evolution. A horizontal line, it means that whatever is happening here on the y-axis, it is not changing. So in this case, the butterfly is not evolving at all. Is not evolving at all. But now, when you go ahead and let's just say here there is no evolution here, so there is no evolution, or you can say that there is no change in the species. But now, when you continue from phase A, you go to phase B. So this line, the second line that I'm highlighting in blue, it is labeled as phase B here. In phase B, would you say that there is some evolution going on there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is evolution because your line is sloping up or your line is going up there. So it shows here that there is evolution that is going on. So there is a change that is happening in the butterfly. And then you see that the trend continues in the similar manner because after this, you are going to see a horizontal line, which shows that there is no evolution again. And then there is evolution again. And then there is no evolution again. So this is the graph trying to explain the concept of punctuated equilibrium. Okay. So try to answer these questions here. I'm going to give you this as an exercise and you guys are going to do it later at your own time after we finish what we're doing here. But I'm just giving you an idea that whenever we want to explain punctuated equilibrium, we have to try to explain the longer periods of time with no changes. Okay. The longer periods of time with little or no changes or with no evolution. And then those longer periods of time must be alternated or they must be followed with shorter periods of time with rapid changes through natural selection. Are we guys together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.